Well, hello. Welcome back to another video about thrift store laptops. So I found two thrift store laptops recently, and you're looking at them. This one is a Lenovo with a very mirrored screen, so you could probably get a good look at me, but I'm not going to show you me. I'm showing you laptops. Anyway, this one, I've kind of done a refurb on it, but it's not going to be the subject matter of this video, although look at those funky symbols. I don't know, is it Arabic or Farsi or I don't know, Gujarati? I have no idea, but there are definitely some interesting symbols on this keyboard, and it's a very well-worn keyboard. But this will be a subject for another time. This was a laptop that I picked up from the old thrift store. I thought it was quite nice, and it's very similar to the other one we're going to focus in on. So let's get this one out of the way, and let's focus in on this one. So this is the laptop of the moment, and this is an Acer Aspire. And let me get that number for you because you know it's very memorable. It is 5741. That's the version of this laptop. So yeah, it's a 2010 laptop, and if we zoom in on the badges, it's AI3, and it originally shipped with Windows 7, and that's what we got running on this thing. So I'm just in sort of the initial phases of the refurb on it, so we can't really do a lot of work on it. What you're hearing there, we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, can't do a lot of work on it right now. Pretty busy with a bunch of projects I'm working on that I actually have to make a living at. So, but anyway, here it is. So I just got it initially refurbished. This one was an interesting one. It has a bad corner. There's a missing screw right here, and so this plug is really loose. It also doesn't come with a battery, so if it loses power, it's toast. So there you go. It has a vent here, vent underneath, and it was really screeching when I first powered it on. So what I did is I vacuumed this vent out, vacuumed out the bottom, and then I took a little WD-40 and I kind of found a little hole here, and I shot it inside where the fan is, and then vacuumed out like the excess, the fluid, the WD-40 lubricant, and then I let it run, and it got rid of the screech. So just obviously dust accumulated probably in the bearings or whatever, and yeah, now it's pretty much silent, and it's nice and running pretty cool. Here's your VGA, your Ethernet, your HDMI, your USB, your sound, nothing, well, indicators, I guess, not much in the front. There is a card reader. It is these different types of card readings. Most of us are just using SD cards these days, but there you go, got one. It's got a couple of USB ports here, a optical, and a Kensington lock, and that's about it. Like I said, missing the battery in the back, unfortunately, but that's kind of typical of some of these laptops. Even if it probably had the battery at one point, obviously would have, but it would be dead by now. Most all of them are. Here you go. There's the power and hard drive indicators, well, and your Wi-Fi indicator, which is hooked up to Wi-Fi. It is in the process of probably downloading updates for Windows 7 because they actually do still update. So that's going to probably affect maybe the overall performance scores, but we'll get into it. So it is running a 64-bit version of Windows 7, and it has 2 gigabytes of memory, a little low, but what do you do? At least it came with its memory. It came with memory and it came with a hard drive, which is nice for a laptop from the thrift store. It's got an i3 from 2010 release. The experience, if we look at that, it's actually scoring pretty decent actually across the board. Obviously the graphics being a low point, but you know, really not bad for a Windows 7 system. Nice to see some decent scores in there of 6.3 for the processor, and the graphics are coming in a little mid-range, but we'll find out how it really does by running a benchmark on it. Let's get out of that, swing over to our CPU information there. So it's an Arendelle. It's got 2 cores and 4 threads, as we can see from our CPU history. So it's system's recognizing as a 4-core system because it's of the hyper-threading, which will help with performance. We are running basically Acer Aspire 5741 motherboard. So it's their version 6, like 1.06. And there you go, some bridge stuff. Anyway, and there you go, there's the BIOS from 2010. Don't know if they're current or what, but it seems to be running fine. It's got DDR3, which is nice, dual channel, so that means, and it's running at a frequency of 532. That's odd. I thought it was a bit better. Okay, so it's actually running at a little less than its optimal. It's running in this range here. It must be something to do with the processor, because this is 666 megahertz, but it is running only at the 533 zone. Interesting. All right, it's the year is 2010, so that again confirms this is probably original RAM, and it's both the same type of stick. And here we go with some graphics information, which is basically running off the Intel i3 graphics. That looks like a lot of memory, but let's go in and look at some details as to what it really is. So when we actually look at the adapter, we can see it's using the HD graphics from the Core i3, but it actually only has a dedicated video RAM of 128 megabytes and sharing that DDR3, but DDR3 is good, so even if it's running a little slow. So that's, we'll see what it can do. It's going to be interesting to see what it can do. All right, it's not any, dedicated discrete graphics card in there, but we'll see what it can do. Some of the systems from 2010 actually surprised me. 1366 by 768, so a decent size monitor in terms of that. You might notice something going on here. That's me. I was washing this thing off. It was extremely dirty, and I guess there's a little bit of water that got in this corner here, and it's been slowly drying out. So I don't know if that's going to disappear, or it might be something I have to live with because of a little bit too aggressive a cleaning job that I did on it. All right, so here we go. Let's just tilt this over here to see if we can get rid of some of those. Nope, getting the same effect. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, so there you go. That's the basic graphics info. So to kind of summarize the whole kit and caboodle, this is what I usually use. And so you can see the basics of it. You got the motherboard and the storage is, it's going to be a, I think 620 gigabyte hard drive, Western Digital, and it's running at 40C, and the CPU is at 42, which is a little warm for doing nothing. But I mean, I have been updating things and running a few things, so it may be warm from that a little bit, because you know you got to run the benchmark, or not benchmark, what do you call that thing? Windows Experience. I think that actually puts it through its paces, so it's a little warm. Well, it's going up to. And the other thing I'm concerned about is I'm thinking it might be, let's just see if we can find out. It might be running updates, and if that can, yeah, trusted installer. So that's gonna put it through, it's gonna be demanding a little bit of the CPU activities there, although I'm not looking a lot of activity, so maybe we'll do okay, I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna give it a shot. Give it a run in the old Nova Bench. Before we do that, yep, there it is. It's a 640 gigabyte hard drive. And yeah, it's Western Digital, but yeah, it's got a warning. And that warning is a current pending sector count. That is a fairly common warning for old spinning hard drives. It is not a solid state, so it's got that going against it. But see how much mileage this thing has. 851 days, so it's a high miler. So yeah, it's definitely been around the block, but it's okay. It's a good, I'm sure it'll last me a few, probably years. These things, I've had some of these things with pending sector count issues and different things, and they just keep on going. And if it gives up the ghost, you know what we do? We just replace it with another spinner. All right, or, you know, maybe I'll do an SSD, but can't afford to spend real money on something like this. All right, so there you go. So yeah, I see some activity going on in the CPU, but we have to kind of test this thing out with the Nova. So let's give it a shot, even despite the slightly diminished or slightly taxed system. And let's close this out. We will see. Here we go. Okay, so it is doing its thing. As we've seen before, this is a nice bench test benchmark because it doesn't take a lot of time, and it gives me something that goes across all my systems, so it's a fair test. Oops, let's drop my drink. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. All right, here we go. Here is the big question. What's it gonna do? Oh yeah, look at that. Not bad. 110. I mean, it's not a gaming system, but it's still not bad. Like anything above 50 or 60 is pretty good. What is this? Unable to handle. What? There's a problem. Oh, there's a problem with the disk, I think. Continue. That's the first time I've seen that before. Yeah, well, let's continue. Interesting. Wonder what that's about. Interesting. Well, there could be some problems. Come on, is this gonna finish? Head in here. Oh yeah, I think I might have hung. Oh, test aborted. Okay, well, I guess we're not doing a Nova Bench on this thing. I was hoping to see some benchmarkings. Huh. Should we try it again? Maybe not. 14 minutes, I think that's enough. We gave it a try, so it doesn't look like the old benchmark is working. Could be because of the updates going on, or it could be that the hard drive is gimpy, or it could be maybe memory issue, I'm not sure. But so far, that's the first time I've encountered anything that weird. But you know what? You win some, you lose some. it is still kind of a cool system. It definitely has its quirks, like I say, the broken screw in here, making this super wobbly. That's not cool. It always just concerns me. And there are a few other things. I fixed the couple of the keys were all pulled out, kind of funky, so I fixed those. That was easy enough. Cleaned it up. It was really dirty, and like I said, I got a little bit of water in here, but hopefully that dries up. We'll see. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever. You can still see. You can still kind of use the monitor. It's not a big deal. Got a little bit of a shadow effect there. Should we try YouTube? Oh, hang on. Where's it? I got this here. We should try YouTube. YouTube, that's worth trying on a system like this, even if I can't get a benchmark. See if it ever starts. I really think the system's being a little bit taxed because of the updates going on. So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll stop it here because I don't see it doing anything here. Let's see. Is it gonna start? Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna stop it there. I think this is one of those systems that's in the process of updating, and while it's updating, I think it's going to be kind of hooped for testing things out. I had this thing running YouTube earlier, so it does. Oh, is it going to do something? It really seems to be bogged out. Close. Yeah, I think we need this thing needs a restart is what's going on here. Anyway, so that's it. That's gonna be it for now. So you know, this one was under 20 bucks, or no, I think it was like 20 bucks, like 19.99 or something. So maybe not quite the steal that I was hoping for. The other one, again, you know, you get these systems and they always have some thing, right? Some issue. So the issue obviously with this one is it's got this funkiness here. It's missing a battery and the hard drive's got some warnings going on. So there's, you know, it's certainly not a pristine, perfect laptop, but the good side of it is that it is up and running. It's a functional laptop. The other one that I was showing you, it has a problem with the sound, and I can get a little bit of sound out of the headphone jacks. If I put the headphone in and I kind of push it in a certain direction, I can get sound out of the headphones, but the actual speakers, nothing. So it's got its set of problems too. But this is the thing about, you know, thrift store laptops. They're usually there for a reason, right? So there's usually some issues. Sometimes it's just as easy, it's just a simple thing like reinstalling the OS. And sometimes it's just oh yeah, see, there we go. Guess what? We got updates. That's probably why it's giving us trouble. But anyway, that's the thing about some of these laptops is you do kind of, you buy them. Oh yeah, 26 updates. You buy them and, you know, you take your chances, right? This one at least came with some, you know, a few things, and it runs. And, you know, you can get some use out of it. I've yet to see exactly what it's going to be good for. I'm working on that as we refurbish. But, you know, it's kind of a fun little thing, and we'll see how it goes. So that's about 20 minutes, guys. So that's going to be it for now. And maybe I should do the next live boot. Would anybody want to watch that? I don't know. Maybe that'll be the next video. Okay guys, talk to you later.